Hello and welcome to Gentle Zeus. Today I want to talk about a topic which you might consider, and it's not an easy one. I'm talking about vintage watches, especially affordable ones. There are tons out there, and I found 9 pieces for you that you should look at. And yeah, let's start and jump right into it. Let's start with the Universal GENEVE military field. It's a timepiece which you might not consider to buy at the first place, but it's really a typical classy vintage watch. And as the name says, it's a military looking watch that you probably wear more to a leisure event and not to really high class events. The watch was worn by the Dutch Royal Army in World War II, and some versions of the dial features the W symbol, which was the initial of the Queen Wilhelmina of the Netherlands. And yeah, the Universal has been the early pioneers of chronographs, with their 3 compacts line in the 30s and 40s. The caliber 263 for that watch is a Swiss manual winding movement, and they build it fully in-house. And yeah, if that watch survives the World War II, it would probably survive the rest of your life. And with a bit of luck, you'll find a military field around like 450 pounds. Universal is definitely good for a true vintage watch piece. Let's go on with the second option. It's a TISSOT Navigator Vintage Divers watch. And TISSOT was originally founded in the 1853, and they succeeded in selling their pocket watches around the Russian Empire. And it's definitely not the classy vintage watch that you would expect, but if you're into divers watches, you'll love that piece from the 70s. The case is quite slim for a divers watch, but to be honest, it looks really stunning. The bezel is a bit hard to turn on that navigator, as I heard, but the look, I find it exceptionally good, especially with a neon orange second hand that jumps directly into your eyes. What I really like is the form of the case back that you find at the Panerais. It looks quite similar, and the watch goes well with the NATO strap, also with a steel bracelet. And you can find that diver around 450 pounds if you're lucky enough. The third option is a BULOVA. It's a pretty old American watch brand founded in 1875, I guess. And the name of the watch refers to the fact that it was made with 23 jewels. There was a self-winding movement. And that watch is a really nice add-on to every man's wardrobe. It's elegant, it's timeless, and the BULOVA 23 were known for their unbreakable, shock-resistant, waterproof cases. The look of the numbers on the dial reminds a bit on the Roller Explorer 1016. Not all of them look like that, but there is a reference that looks kind of similar. And to be honest, for what you get, the price is really good. You find a piece around 250 pounds already. The next timepiece is a completely German development, and the Specimatic was the second high-volume automatic watch of the former DDR, and GLASHÜTTE produced it around the 64 to the 80s, and they produced more than 3.7 million copies, which is insane. And the Specimatic holds the record for the greatest number of women's wristwatches ever made in GLASHÜTTE. It also was used for numerous special editions, but comes definitely with a retro charm. The indices and the hands are both golden and well coordinated for my taste, but yeah, sometimes some versions a bit too prominent. Usually the price for a good restored watch is around 500 pounds, sometimes a bit up, but if you have a bit of luck, you find one at around 500 pounds. Number 5, the Seiko Navigator Timer. Yeah, this version of the Navigator Timer comes in a GMT design, which I personally really like. It's a typical red hand that you have here, which is is also well known for the Rolex GMT Master. And the vintage Seiko is an exercise in variance. So you find numerous options when it comes to colors, bezels, and case finishes. Seiko often offers a lot of variations, not to be matched by any other brand. You will find one version with a typical Pepsi color on the dial, which you also know from Rolex. And with a bit of luck, you'll find a good one around 500 pounds already. The bigger brother of the Seiko, the 6105, led to its popularity by US soldiers who wore that watch in the Vietnam War. And yeah, you could also find it in a movie. Martin Sheen wore the watch in Apocalypse Now, and yeah, it's slightly more expensive through that fact. Number 6 is one of my favorites. It's the Omega Seamaster 30. And yeah, it's really an all-time classic. And the first Omega Seamaster 30 was introduced in 62. And the 30 in the model name refers to the size of the movement. It features circular stainless steel case with a signed Omega crown and a really solid case back with a hippocampus logo. And the version was a black dial, and the railroad style were provided to members of the British Armed Force. That's why Seamaster with black dials generally sell up for more, double the price, as the common models with silver dials. But yeah, I think you'll be able to find a version with the silver dial around 500 pounds. If you're willing to spend more, you get probably one of these really nice versions with a black dial. Number 7 is the Seiko Vintage King, or the Seiko High Beat. Yeah, you often find that version with the golden medallion on the case back, and yeah, it is a really special watch with a special history. And yeah, the High Beat name comes from its high frequency movement, which runs around 36,000 beats per hour. And the Seiko profited generally from the quartz revolution. Yeah, Seiko decided in 1975 to change their productions to quartz movements, but they changed it back in 2000. They returned the King Seiko as an historical commemorative collection, and so the production started again. And yeah, if you're lucky, you'll find a good one or good timepiece of these Seiko High Beat around 400 already. Number 8, it's the Longines Vintage Silver Arrow. Some people call it the Silver Gene. It's made in the 50s. The arrow-shaped hands, I love them. They just look gorgeous to me. And has a two-tone dial, which helps to separate the applied indices from the outer second track. And it reminds me a bit on the Tag Heuer Carrera Vintage chronograph, which I also really love. And yeah, just without the chronograph functionalities. But yeah, the lovely champagne tones get well along with the dark brown leather strap for me. But also, yeah, with another strap, it's really suitable, especially on that watch. If you're lucky, you will find a version around 500 pounds, but it's probably a bit more, let's say around 600 pounds. The last piece is the Zenith D5 Vintage, and yeah, this kind of retro watch, but for me, it has its own category. Zenith watches have traditionally been popular, especially in Italy, and the octagonal case, yeah, this build's kind of safe for the high beat movement, and it's durable and extremely shock protective. That explains the name really well, the Cassaforte del Tempo. And due to the color of the dial, it's also it's good to wear with colored watch straps. It comes in several different color combinations. Yeah, you can get a Defi around 500 pounds already, but there are tons of different styles out there. The selection of a watch is always a personal statement, I know, but And there are like tons of options out there. But I hope I could help you a bit with this selection, and hope you find the right piece for you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and like the video, and hope to see you soon.